I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this, but it's too funny not to. So, Trump comparing Kaitlin Collins to Dylan Mulvaney during the White House Correspondents' Dinner is so funny because the left is melting down saying it's offensive, but they can't tell you why it's offensive. Now, Kaitlin, why would that be offensive? I thought trans women were real women. I thought you guys all spent years saying that Dylan Mulvaney is a beautiful, real woman. So, why would you be offended by being compared to a beautiful, real woman? Are you offended because people are saying you look trans? Because is that not transphobic? I mean, the joke certainly wasn't transphobic because Donald Trump didn't call Dylan Mulvaney. So what's there to be offended about? And I see this in the comments of a lot of female conservatives. People on the left will constantly call women on the right trans or saying, I hope your transition's going well. How does it feel to be trans? You look trans. So you're using trans as an insult. So you're saying they don't look like a beautiful woman. They don't look like real women. They look like men. Yeah. You guys can't articulate why this is offensive without admitting that trans women are in fact not real women. And it's hilarious.
Mom, Donald Trump just heavily criticized Kaitlin Collins for not smiling. What do you think about that?
I think it was out of place.
Why?
Because she doesn't have to smile.
Why not?
Why, yes.
Do you think he would have criticized a male journalist for not smiling?
No. I think he's very opinionated.
Let me ask you a question. In the room that night, did it feel surreal? Was he bombing as hard as it appeared on the TV?
You know, I've covered Trump for 10 years. Yes. And so I've listened to pretty much all of his speeches for 10 years.
Yes, this is getting a lot of attention on social media. Someone replied the whole reason that CNN trotted Kaitlin Collins out on The Daily Show was because Trump compared of her to trans activist Dylan was devastating to her image. And somehow this is true. Kaitlin Collins had an interview on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. At some point, a question was raised to her concerning Trump comparing her to Dylan, and Kaitlin response was,
Kaitlin, do you mind telling us real quick if you have a reaction on what the president said about you during the speech?
Okay. Is your closet next to you?
Do you think Trump went too far, Kaitlin, with that joke?
How you doing?
Hi, is this a good time? Well, it's definitely an interesting time because my name is Dylan Mulvaney and the President of the United States said my name in his speech 4 times on Friday night.
Yeah, something happened a few days ago at the White House Correspondent Association dinner on July 24th. President Trump called out CNN Kaitlin Collins in his rose-style speech, calling her a young, attractive woman who never smiles, and joking about a Bud Light mix-up with Dylan. On The Daily Show, Collins told Jon Stewart she wasn't surprised by the insult, which happened regularly, and stressed redirecting attention to her questions and the administration non-stop answers. Trump later posted an AI-generated image doubling down why Dylan called the mention a compliment, calling post draw praise for her professionalism amid press tension. This is exactly what is going on. A lot of people are saying something contrary to what.
So that's Kaitlin Collins of CNN. It's her head on Dylan Mulvaney's body. Everyone probably recognizes this is the ad that Dylan Mulvaney did for Bud Light that became highly controversial. Just because Dylan Mulvaney is trans. And it sparked massive backlash against Bud Light by MAGA. Trump made a joke about Kaitlin Collins during the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It wasn't a joke. It was just lobbing an insult at her that compared her to Dylan Mulvaney and then also said she doesn't smile. It's just disgusting. The fact that he both belittled her during the dinner and in a misogynistic way at a time when she was getting an award for her coverage was grotesque and almost unhuman. But the fact that he just can't get over making fun of trans people also is really just low-level bullying. It's ridiculous that we have to deal with it. And I just feel like that's not something to laugh at. So that's that.
It's crazy that this would be coming from any kind of public figure, much less the president. Very ugly stuff.
Yeah, you wouldn't tolerate this from your uncle. If your uncle over Thanksgiving dinner was like, oh, that Kaitlin Collins is really trans, you'd be like, yo, grow up. What is wrong with you? This is the president doing this shit. And people, you know, they love it on the MAGA right. They think it's hilarious. And I think that's pathetic, honestly.
You know, I've covered Trump for 10 years. And so I've listened to pretty much all of his speeches for 10 years, with very little exception. And so I actually think it's helpful for other people to be able to listen to them in their entirety, which people really don't that much these days. In the room, I think I was not surprised when he insulted me. That happens pretty regularly inside the Oval Office.
Yes.
This is just a bigger venue where it was happening. What was most surprising to me was the room was filled with a lot of his staffers, his cabinet, his allies, Republicans in Congress. It was so quiet in the room during the president's remark.
I believe you've seen their reactions about this whole thing. Everyone has an opinion when things like this are happening. I believe this was a joke. And at some point, during a White House correspondent dinner, there's always something everyone knows, like there's a roast. You know, the president will roast a lot of people. I saw during the Obama time, Obama even roasted Trump while he's inside. And everybody understands that this is actually what happens frequently. But when it's Trump, if you say something, people take it too far.
Firstly, I would like to congratulate CNN's Kaitlin Collins on her award and tell her that I'm incredibly honored to be compared to her in any way, and I hope that she keeps doing all the great work. Now, the president also brought up a video I did over 3 years ago, and mind you, I've been kind of flying under the radar, keeping up a pretty low profile, just like doing my little musicals, singing, dancing, and yet I am still his topic of conversation all these years later. And it seems to me that I might be like the one that got away for these men. Like I am permanently burned into their retinas. I am microchipped into their mind.
I understand that people will always react differently when Trump says something because they just want to interpret it to some kind of, some says he hates women. That's the kind of narrative that they're trying to push when it concerns this. He doesn't respect women. But it's crazy. If you look at what Kaitlin Collins is saying here, this is not just the first time, Trump is roasting her and her constant, the way she usually like to tackle the president. For a very long time, this has been happening. Democrat, when something like this has happened, they always take it to another level. The kind of reactions. Now, she granted interviews about the whole joke. Like this was the only thing that was said. It get crazy. I don't want to talk much. I think I'm going to end here. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. So the short clips you see at the end, that's what you can always keep.
I don't understand. If you feel like, why go see the movie?
Sunny from The View.
Much more than just who plays some part in some movie.
A Trojan horse being thrown around the...
How did that go?
Is quite...
Monday night gave the president and his acolytes an opportunity where the gladiator's god was praised for his
80th birthday.
When you come for the rest.
6-1 underdog. How good does this feel?
Never do this again.
Went under
to jurors, but it was shown.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. So with all eyes on California, you can see exactly what's happening.
It was on here in the Golden State.
In 39 days, we will know.
Fun of people.
And so this is my life.
You're talking about qualification.
Odysseus.
Telemachus.
Penelope.
Antinous.
Odysseus.
Athena.
Telemachus.
This clip of Elliot Page is going to be what takes the Odyssey movie.
One thing I feel really...
And we aspire.